Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Saturday night is Bose 831 Gaming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, Bose 831 Gaming, and this is a continuation of my Twitch live stream series for Farming Simulator 22, and we're on the ELM Creek farm once again. Welcome one, welcome all. I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, evening, or whatever it is in your area of the world, wherever you might be. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get into it, let's get into it, let's get live. And we're basically picking up from where we left off on the last episode. Really didn't do that much off camera since we last were on screen. I just kind of brought the tractors around to the main farm, and that's why I have them parked here in front of the main farm silo. We're on day 1 in May. I did go ahead and advance the day, so if you're wondering why we're in May when we last left on the last episode, we were in April, but we had done everything that we could do on that day. I just did not advance the day while on camera. That happened off camera, but we're on day 1 in May, and we did finish up. Let's go to the big shot here. We did finish planting our oat on field 39, and we did everything that we needed to do there. Although I did miss the opportunity to roll the field, which I'm supposed to do after I plant. And that's just one opportunity missed because we're at the end of the planting season for oats, so I won't have an opportunity to do that. And also one other little annoying tidbit as well, as you can see, if you look at my sugarcane field, there's a little red or orange dot right there in that corner of that field, and I don't know how that happened. I'm assuming it had to be something with my running an AI worker and them just running the planter right over the edge of that field for whatever reason. That's the only thing I think that could have happened, so that's going to bug me into we get these fields harvested, and there's nothing I can do about it now, but that's just going to be a spot where oat is growing on my sugarcane field, and it's just right on a little small tiny section on the corner of that field. And I don't know exactly what happened, but it's something that I totally missed as well. But those are two things that are going to bug the heck out of me. But first thing we need to go ahead and do, because I noticed we did not finish putting the lime down, I think, on one of the fields. So we need to go grab our spreader, and the spreader spreads both solid fertilizer and lime. So we're gonna first put down lime on one of the two corn fields, and then we're gonna lease a planter, and we're gonna get our corn down. And we'll use the Kubota for this job instead of the Massey Ferguson. So first let's unload the solid fertilizer that we already have loaded in the spreader, and we're going to load the spreader up with lime. And unlike last week, if you notice, you can actually see the product in the lime spreader. That was an issue that we were having last week where whatever product we loaded into the trailers, it was invisible. But tonight we were able to see it. I don't know what was the issue there, but we're not experiencing that same little glitch tonight. At least for right now, and I don't want to jinx it. So okay, so we have the lime spreader loaded up with lime, and we're going to go out to our cornfield, field number 37, and we're going to spread lime on field 37. This and that's that little spot I'm talking about right there. Look right there on that corner. That's oat, and I don't know how that happened, but it's very upsetting in the least bit. But now that each one of these fields is an active field, except for my great greenhouse area over here, I just got to be careful and be very mindful of what I'm doing. And that's why even when it comes to AI workers, you almost have to babysit them now, because you don't want to accidentally do something to one of the adjacent fields unintentionally. But when you have fields this close together and you're dealing with AI workers, it's very easy for certain things to happen like that. Alright, so we want to drop lime on this field. And this field is not that large. Basically, both of these fields are not that large. And since I already have corn on one small field, adding two other small fields of corn that equal a much larger whole. So, and that's how I've decided to do corn for right now. I'm probably going to put another grain crop on the adjacent field, field 38. As you can see right now, the AI has cotton on that field, which is not a bad crop to have on that field, because in general, if you want to do cotton, you want to have it on a larger field. That's a crop we haven't done in this series. Actually, it's something we could look at doing. I could even buy that field as is and just harvest the cotton that the AI already has planted on the field, and we could kind of go over using cotton harvesting equipment as well, because one industry that we have not done as well in this series is the textile industry, so that's another thing we can get into as well. Now the pH build value on this field is good, but I want to also just check something here. In the area where I kind of, alright, pH value perfect. Since the pH value says good, what I'm going to test here is if I go ahead and dust it one more time, if it makes a difference in the pH value or not. And so let me just do a section here and see if we can get oh yeah, you can visually see looks like it's already doing something there. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, so that makes a difference. So we will go ahead and just touch that up. Let's go back. And we will go ahead and put some more lime on this field so that we can get a perfect rating for our lime. And that probably means I'm going to have to get another load of lime, because I think we're going to run out of lime before I am able to finish this entire field. Most definitely, that will be the case. We're going to be cutting it close, but I am going to run out before we get there, which is great stuff, great stuff. Alright, and it's going to be super close, but I'm going to have one little spot, unless I'm misjudging this, but we're just going to run out right before we get to the, well, come on. Yep. Can you get any closer than that, guys? I don't think we're going to make an additional trip for that. We'll take that for what it is. Because overall the field is perfect. So we're going to just work with what we have here. Okay, well, we're finished with the liming of the field. So next, as I indicated, the next step in the process is we're going to go ahead and get a planter, and we're going to get our corn down on both of these fields. And I guess, and again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing things in reverse order. Normally, I like to start my day doing my yard work with my animals and my greenhouses and all of that stuff, but because we're in planting season now, and I wanted to go ahead and get my crops planted first today, and we kind of do things in reverse order, and then I come back around to my animals. The other thing I did do off camera on today is I did go ahead and get the riding of the horses out of the way, so you wouldn't have to watch me do that on this particular day, but I did do that off camera, so you don't have to watch me ride the horses, at least at the beginning of this episode. Now, one thing about the horses is raising horses is very much a slow process. It takes a few years before the horses have offspring. They don't reproduce as quickly as any of the other livestock that you have. And what I think I will do with the horses is, once my horses do have offspring, we'll sell the offspring for profit and just keep the older horses on the farm, because they'll be already mature enough to have babies, because normally you have to raise your horses till they reach the age of maturity where they can reproduce, and that takes twice the time frame that it does for horses to reproduce under normal circumstances. Alright, so we up and the glitch is back. As you can see, I filled it up with solid fertilizer, but you don't see it inside the hopper. So I spoke too soon about the invisible grain glitch. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying certain things right now, but with the invisible grain glitch that seems to come and go. Oh shoot. Well, we'll use McCormick for that step. Alright, so we need to lease a planter. And since we're doing small fields, it's not necessarily that we have a planter with a wide width, but we still want to get something that's wide enough that the job doesn't take unnecessarily long amount of time. Let's see. And the Coon Maxima is 54,000. 6 meter. And we'll leave the fertilizer active because this is a planter that can both plant and fertilize at the same time. And generally with precision farming, it's better to do the fertilization and the planting in separate steps. It just seems to work better with that mod. But in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and get one that does both processes in one step. Alright, so we'll lease that planter, the Maxima 3 till, and we'll go pick that up from the shop. And then we'll get to our seeding. And just thinking out loud, there's probably a couple of other production chains I may want to get built in my production areas now that I'm thinking about it, just to kind of have a better quality of life in the different things that I'm doing around the farm. And one may be a pig food production, and the other may be a seed production. And I have some mods that I have installed that are production chains for those different products, so I may want to look at putting those production chains down on the map. Alright, and we're at the shop. Then we're going to grab our seeder that we leased. And again, it's the Kun Maxima Till. And I'm not going to pronounce it the other way because I don't want YouTube to gig me for saying it's another term. But the KUHN, Maxima TL3, a Kun as we're going to pronounce it. That's the planter, but we're going to the main farm and we're going to grab some seeds and some fertilizer, and then we're going to get this corn done. And there you are, checking out my new and improved Beehive City. Kind of adds a little flair to the map, don't you think? Although now that I think about it, I probably should have had the boxes facing the road instead of facing the inside on the farm, but still looks pretty cool. It's not a sight that you'll see every day. Alright, so we're going to go to the seed silo first, and we're going to load up on our seeds. Alright, and fill up our seeds, and then we'll do the same with our fertilizer. So we're going to check out the fertilizer silo. Alright, so we got our seeds, and we have our fertilizer. And now we're just going to drive over to the fields where we plan on planting our corn and get our corn planted. Okay, and just make sure we're in the right spot. Yes, and I'm going to go here. And we're looking to get the corn planted on 36 and 37. Alright, and we're going to turn on seeder. And now we're planting corn. And as you can see in the heads up display in your lower left, you can see the little green bar that shows indicates that crop has been planted. And as you can see, the red color there kind of indicates that's the status of the nitrogen level in the field. And the nitrogen level, the more red it is, the more bad the nitrogen level is for the field. But because we're putting down, planting a crop and also putting nitrogen down on the field, that's why you see the nitrogen level as well as the indicator turning green. And actually it's indicating two at this particular level. We're showing the nitrogen level more than whether or not the crop is planted or not, but they both indicate green, which is good. Case because the heads-up display is actually reflecting the nitrogen level of the field and not whether or not it's planted. And we're getting, as you can see, we're planting the corn on 36 and 37, and I've turned the AI worker on. We're just kind of watching him to make sure he doesn't do anything crazy. I did this before, and for the most part, the worker did what he was supposed to do, but I did find out later that he did kind of run over the corner of my sugarcane field here, and that's why I have that nice little friendly orange dot on field 41. That is going to drive me nuts until harvesting season is over and I don't have to look at that monstrosity, but it is what it is. Now let's tab over to my precision farming here, and let's see how we're doing as far as our environmental score on these fields. Generally speaking, I'm not very happy right now. I don't know why my grass fields are only showing at 70. I don't know why this field continues to be locked at 70, because at least at some point my grass fields were in 99, like my wheat field here. I don't even know why this field is down 2 points. I don't know why this one's showing 62. I know how to use a 58 because I haven't completed doing everything in the planting process yet. But this one here has me befuddled because everything, when you go to this field and actually stand on the field and look at what the numbers are and what the indicators are, everything shows that it's where it's supposed to be. Because if you do the environmental score breakdown, nitrogen is the top bar. And if you look here, when you mouse over the indicator that shows the composite for the score, the nitrogen bar is blank. Why? I don't know, because if this field has full nitrogen, and the nitrogen is actually in the green, so that has to be a bug. But it's upsetting because it has an impact on my environmental score, and as a result, my environmental score bonuses. So it's basically, this is a bug that's costing me money right now, so I'm not very happy about that. Now if we, it's like my worker, oops, no you don't. My worker is out of fertilizer here. So that's going to be a little bit problematic if I have to drive back and forth here, because one of the things I didn't take into consideration when picking my planter was capacity. Because I don't have a device by which I can tend fertilizer from the field, because I don't think this planter will we can test that theory real quick though, but I don't think this planter will let me load it from my tipper truck while we're out in the field. But we'll test that real quick while we're at the main farm. I don't think it will though. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and top off the seeds while we're here. So I probably should have also leased an additional container for seeds or fertilizer to attach to the front of the tractor to use with this planter, because this planter doesn't have a large capacity. or picked a different planter with a larger capacity overall. Okay, and let's line it back up. So I'm not going to be able to multitask here. I'm going to have to probably babysit this process all the way through. Because, let's see, because we're going to burn through our fertilizer very quickly here. Now what I want to test is, let me just grab a fertilizer here. Yeah, just took a couple of thousand liters here. And let's see if the planter will sense the fertilizer in the tipper out in the field, and we can reload the planter while we're out in the field from the tipper. I don't think it will, but we'll go ahead and test that out. Let's drive back over here to field 36 and 37. Since we're going to have to kind of keep a close eye on that operation, it's going to kind of prevent me from doing too much additional multitasking while my AI driver or farmer is doing my planning for me. But let's take a look at what we do have out there that we need to get taken care of. Pigs. Pigs could stand to be fed. We can actually do that, so let's go ahead and grab a straw sprayer. We'll spray straw and we'll feed the pigs while we got a moment. So I'm going to throw some straw. Okay, and it'll be interesting to see how many bales we go through in this process. Okay, that's one. Let's see, we have 2. And will we make it to 3 bales? That's the $1 million question. Okay, not quite. We did almost get through 2 full. But we'll definitely finish off the second bale here with the pigs. Okay, yep, there's another one. All right, great. So we got the straw down. And we're gonna drop off the straw blower and pick up the trailer that we have the pig food in. And we're just gonna drive around and drop off some pig food, and then we're gonna hop back over and check on our planter, which I'm sure is probably in a stop position by now. Yes, that's about what I figured. So let's go see if bring the tipper over here with the fertilizer. If it's recognized, then we can fill the planter. Alright, don't see anything there, so let's see if we get any option to start filling. Nope, 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 nope. We do not. So we're gonna have to drive back to the farm and do this all over again, and this is gonna be a bit tedious. So it's going to take us a little bit of time to get this field knocked out because of my choice of planter, and I did not consider that issue. So that's a little bit disappointing. Now, if I had a tender trailer, that would be very useful right now, but I don't have a tender trailer with a pipe. That would probably be the best solution in this particular scenario, and then you could switch up between having a tender trailer with seeds and having a tender trailer with solid fertilizer. But you would either have to have two trailers on the field, depending on the size of the job. I was hoping that my tipper trailer truck would be able to work in this particular scenario, but it does not, unfortunately. Lower seater, turn around seater. And while the worker's doing that, do I have any trailers, auger wagons? Let's see. And all I would need was just a small seed tender trailer. Well, we have this guy that we could use. Now, can you put different products in this one? Well, we're gonna lease it real quick and see Just this is kind of a little bit of experimentation. And you know, that's another mod that's also by our good friend David at 82 Studios. So I'm gonna go pick that up from the shop. And we're gonna load it up with solid fertilizer. I'm also gonna double check if we can, since it has multiple bays, if we can have different products in different bays. And that will also solve our problem of having to have a separate trailer for seeds and for solid fertilizer. First of all, we're going to drop this load of solid fertilizer that we have on the trailer right now back into the solid fertilizer silo. Drive over to the shop and we'll pick up the seed tender trailer, or the tender trailer, I should say. Okay, so we have the seed runner, and we're going to go to the main farm and get it all loaded up. Hopefully this will solve our problem of having to make all these different trips back and forth to the farm. Alright, so we're going to fill up with our fertilizer first. And let's see, what is the control for changing our trailer here? Let's see, I'm going to drive over here to the seeds and see if it'll let me drop seeds in the second. Yes, it will. Good stuff. Alright, so we got seeds in one bay and fertilizer in the other. So I'm going to take this out to the field. Okay. So now we're going to do pipe. Oops. We're going to do pipe out solid fertilizer. Now I don't know where the fertilizer field point is on the seeder. Alright. So this is like witchcraft. Trying to find that little sweet spot where this thing is gonna either give an option to open the cover or something here. Okay, I'm not getting an option to open the cover. I'm not getting an option that lets me say it's filling. This is very, very challenging. Nope, nothing's working. And it would be useful if I could see something to give, if it gave me something that said like open covers or something, but I'm not getting that either. I'd be making a gross understatement if I didn't say this is insanely frustrating right now. Ah, there we go. That's crap. Refill tipper. So now, not only did this is not working as planned. Well, guys, I would love to tell you I have some idea on what the problem is, but right now I really don't. Ah, there we go. Open cover. Why would that have any impact on it operating? Okay. Alright, we did get the seed to go out, but we did not get the fertilizer to. No, correction, we got the fertilizer, we didn't get the seed. Pipe out 2 seeds. Alright, so we got the seeds, pipe out. There we go. Alright, we may have something here. Uh-oh, we just lost it. Okay, why do we lose it? Okay. Or did we lose it? Or is it full? Okay, we got the... Okay, I'm still confused. So we got the 5-valve solid fertilizer. So we did get the seeds to tip, but we didn't get the fertilizer to tip. So we gotta find that spot. And doesn't look like we're getting any cooperation here. Alright. Let's try from the other perspective. This is way more difficult than it needs to be, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Way more difficult. Okay, by the time I figured this stuff out, I could have driven back to the farm multiple times. Alright. This is way too complicated. I don't get it. I mean, what more can you do? What more can you do? At the end of the day, if there's some magical perfect position that you need to be in, it still should give you some kind of indicator of such. That's crazy. Not gonna let it completely stress me out, but it is annoying. And I'm sure there's probably some trick to it, but I don't know what it is. I really don't, and that's disappointing. It's just not getting any cooperation whatsoever. This is anger-inducing. Alright, I give up. Do we have any other type of auger trailer that we can tend seeds with? Cause my goodness, man. And this is an endorsement on why I typically play realistic when I can, but other times I don't, because at the end of the day, it's unrealistic game stuff like this that comes up that takes you right out of it. So what's the point sometimes? um, uh, nope. But it's madness that I gotta integration standards. No, that's not one. Thought it was one of these guys that had an auger attachment on it. Yeah, trailer standard, that one. Manure. Alright, that's something I have to figure out off camera apparently, because this right here is bugged out. And I don't have the infinite patience to be trying to get it figured out, but definitely disappointing. Definitely disappointing. Alright, out of ideas here. Because typically it would be under auger wagons, and you would have these are all your big boys, but you would have your little ones under here too. But this is all your big boy stuff, except this thing here. But I don't know why it's being so temperamental. I think it's probably has a little something to do with precision farming and a little bit to do with the mod and the mix of both of those things. Because really, the simple side of it is if you drive over the trigger point, and the trigger point should be wide enough that it can sense when you have the auger out over the seeder, so that it can dispense the product. It did all right with the seeds. It sure as heck is not doing the same damn thing with the fertilizer. And I don't want to do anything that puts me alright. This is too much. Too flippin' much. Sorry to waste your time, folks, and waste my time as well, but this is what we got going on. So my apologies on even wasting the 10-15 minutes on that, but sometimes those are the breaks. I do some research off camera to see if we actually have any mods, auger wagon trailer mods. We have plenty of them in 19, but I don't have a 1 installed right now in 22. I don't know if there's that many out there. But I'll do some additional research on that. But the larger issue is just I didn't make the best decision on which planter to use for this job. And Alright. And the second part of that is I probably should just set this planter to just planting only and turn the fertilizing option off. That would have saved me a lot of trouble here. But since I've leased this planter, I can't change the configuration. When you lease a product from the store, whatever settings you select when you lease that product, you're stuck with those settings and can't even make any changes to those settings. So that's just a warning for any of you players that are not that familiar with the game. And that's just kind of a bummer because we're gonna have to make a gazillion trips here. But I think what we'll do here, because we've already just burned a lot of time already tonight on this nonsense and money on leases, is we'll go ahead and lease the planter that I should have leased from the outset before we get started on the next field. It's just one of those deals, and you'll get to see. Well, it'll be a good learning experience because you'll get to see two different planters in action and how they both perform. So two different setups at least. All right. So. And since this is a straight screw up here, we're gonna go ahead and take this back to the farm, turn this lease back in, because this was unfortunately a complete waste of time as well. Once again, sometimes these are the breaks. Some things in this game work beautifully, and some things in this game do not. And let's see here. Get a pipe out. Let's see. If the fertilizer silo even recognizes this pipe. I'm very curious. Oops. Like I say, I believe it's probably an issue with the mod and the game, or some combination. Let's see if this. Nope. Yeah, see, it recognizes. So let's see, just the issue between the two different, the mod and the planter. Just probably has some really small, crazy trigger point, I guess. There are some aspects of the game where you wish you did have some kind of visual indicator of where the triggers are, especially for us console players, is we don't have all the options that a PC player might have as far as like turning off and on different things, because we can't modify our game. What we have is what we're stuck with. Alright, so let's go ahead and return that the seed runner. It's for great mod, but it's just not for, apparently, for my particular situation. Um, so we want to go. Let's hop over to the shop real quick, and because as soon as that planter runs out, we're gonna go ahead and lease another planter. And this Limkin kit was the kit I probably should have used. Or even one of these larger kits here. So that's this 9-meter kit. In fact, we'll even skip the 6 meters and go right to the 9. We can get this thing knocked out and done quickly. Because at this point, I'm just trying to get it done and get it over with. And we can't even get to that, you know. Yeah. I'm done. Alright. So here's what we got going. We're going to unload this right here. I'm going to go to the shop. Get that other 9-meter seeder. And we're going to finish off both of these fields in quick order once we get the right tools for the job. Because that's a very small field, and to be running out of product that quickly is not efficient at all. Alright, so we're heading to the shop. We're going to pick up the planter that we just leased. That's a 9-meter planter. It also seeds and fertilizes, so it'll still do the same thing, but just do it at a larger clip. And hopefully, in theory, we won't have the issue of running out of fertilizer and every few seconds. Alright, so we're going to restart this experiment again. This time, excuse me there. This time hopefully with equipment that actually will fit the job. Alright, so we got, oops, actually we had the seed out here already. Alright, start filling fertilizer. Close cover. Now eventually we'll get this corn planted. Alright, now let's see if we can get this planter in position. Lower seeder, turn on seeder. Okay. And so finally we can finish this field and move on to the next field. And as you can see, this planter goes through product at a much slower rate. Okay, and finally we're getting to field 37, and maybe we can finally get this corn planted and done here. And sometimes with this game it's all a lot of trial and error, and that's just what it is. Let's see something here while we're looking at it here. Crop calendar. When is this harvest season for cotton? Cotton will harvest in October. So what I could do with field 38, since the AI already has cotton down, is just buy field 38 in October. Harvest the cotton, and then I can decide if I want to keep cotton on that field or put another crop down. But also, looking at the calendar, if I do decide to operate that way, that means I'm going to be locked into, well, no, wheat and barley harvest in October as well. So I could theoretically harvest the cotton and then put the wheat down in the same month. I just have to remember to make note of that if that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Now we finally at least got to a point where I could theoretically multitask, and that's what we're gonna do while we got a moment here. First thing, we're gonna just go ahead and grab these seeds and go ahead and put them back into the silo. Let me take a look at my greenhouses. I don't think we have taken care of them yet for today. No. So actually I could have just filled it up with seeds and then go around to the greenhouses and just go ahead and do that. And in case you're wondering why am I dumping seeds at my greenhouses, these are not the base grain greenhouses. That modded greenhouses that require additional inputs. In this case, these greenhouses can take seeds, fertilizer, solid fertilizer, and manure, and they produce additional output. Okay, and in this particular situation, I'm just, you can't see where the greenhouse triggers are, so just kind of making my best guess on where the triggers are located. That's why I try to do a dump in front of every single set of double doors, and that's my best guess as to where the triggers are located, and most of the time I do hit them. There are times when I don't, but like we'll check right now to see how we did. And we're looking at the seeds for the greenhouses. Yep, we did get them. Alright, let's check on our worker, see how he's doing. He's just about done. But we're going to go ahead and hop back over to our TLX 3500. And we'll go grab our manure. So we're going to load up on all the manure that we have. And go back over to the greenhouses. And we're going to supply the greenhouses with manure. Also making note of and that I'm tending to my tomato, strawberry, and lettuce greenhouses, but I also need to tend to my grape and olive greenhouses. Not just grape at this time, but I do plan to add olive greenhouses as well and have that get that olive production chain going too. And it's the same process here, just going to each set of double doors and hitting the dump trigger button and just trying to make, hopefully hit every trigger point between each greenhouse. Most of the time I don't miss them. There are some times that I do. It looks like we did pick them up this time as well. Alright, so we're going to take our leftover manure and we're going to take it to our biogas plant for processing into digestion. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and grab all of the available manure from both the cow and the pig bunkers. And move that over to the mini BGA that we have here on our farm. And again, this will all be reprocessed into digestate. Okay, and we're going to hop over here to our controls and look for our manure. It's already turned on, so that's already active. And while I'm over here, let's check one other thing here. What do we have here? This slurry 278 644. So we could probably grab our tanker and move some slurry from our storage over to the mini BGA as well, so we can just kind of keep that going. And while we're here, let's go ahead and check on our worker. Our worker is finished. This is probably a good opportunity for me to grab a screenshot real quick. So let's go ahead and do this. Should have did it while he was actually moving, but we can still get a halfway decent shot here. Let's see how I want to do it. Frame just right. Probably over this one right here, but I want to get it as much. Ah. Okay, I keep hitting the wrong controls. If you hit one control, it cycles the vehicles, but if you hit another one, it will zoom the camera in and out. And my brain is just trying to do something here totally different. Alright, so let's do this shot. That's good framing. Spending way too much time on this. Alright, that'll do it. Let's hide the heads up display real quick. That's a ring shot. Alright. Bring the heads up back up. Alright, so we're finished with this planter. So we can we can't just turn it right back in because we don't want to lose our product. So we will need to take it back to the main farm and unload. Unload our seeds and fertilizer so that we can place the leftover seeds and fertilizer back into the silo. And if you're just tuning in, the other thing you might have not noticed is don't be asking is why didn't I put water in the greenhouses? I have another mod on this map. It's basically a water production chain, if you will, but it's we have a water silo that distributes water to all the productions on the map that require water. So all I do is supply water to that distribution, and it will distribute water to any productions on the map, including greenhouses that require water. Okay, so we unload the seeder, and we're done with that, with the planter at least, and we can return the planter. Alright. And we're done with this tractor for the moment. Everything else now is going to be vehicle based, and I'll be utilizing my two different tankers because right now we need to do some slurry work and some digestate work. Let's do here. repair. We always want to go ahead and do our vehicle maintenance and just go ahead and do our repairs after each big job, set of jobs that we do. If it's small jobs, I don't worry about it as much, but if you do big jobs, then you definitely want to make sure you keep your vehicle maintenance up to date. Okay, and we'll just park that tractor there for the moment, and let's hop on over here and get a few things wrapped up. Got the pig feed taken care of. Alright, and let's hop over to our front loader and make sure that our TMR mix is topped off. That's pretty clean. Looks like we're just in time to watch the robot TMR mixer do its thing. So we just got to wait here for a few seconds here while it, and as you can see, it's grabbing all the parts it needs to make the TMR. You should see the robot feeder pop out here in just a few seconds. Alright, and let's check our numbers. Silage 112. We could probably grab 2 more bales of silage. try these two here. Yeah, took those two. 119. And that's straw, so we're gonna grab a couple of straw bales. We're just about down to our last, actually we are down to our last 3 bales of straw. And it takes both of those. And next up is our hay. Okay, and we're gonna drop the hay bales off. Okay, let's drop the hay bales here. And I do believe we can try to do 2 more. Okay, and we're gonna drop these 2 bales off and see if that gets us to our max. Okay, definitely took that one. Will it take both of them? Yes, indeed. So now that puts us at 99,000, so that's right at 100,000, so that will be it there. Won't need any more. Looks like we will have to probably purchase straw on the next business day. Won't be much, but we definitely will run out of straw. We only have 1 straw bale left. Okay, so let's hop in the TLX, and I think now we just work on. What we do? Let me check the. Okay, my other production chains to see what we need. Seeds, solid fertilizer, and herbicide. So for my seeds and solid fertilizer, you can utilize TLX or my other trailer. We'll go with the larger trailer. So let's go to the main farm. And here's what we'll do. We'll use the TLX refilling the water silo. Oh yeah. We'll leave those out because I'll pick those up in just a moment as well. Let's also do our vehicle maintenance. Only got them on. I don't think we've done maintenance on the TLX in quite some time either. Okay, so repair. Most definitely. Just about everything we're getting ready to do now, we're going to do with the super liner, except for I think we can just we'll just go ahead and refill the water with the TLX tanker trailer. So let's do this. Take you up through there, and grab the water tanker trailer. Attention of dumping water. That didn't quite get it all, so we're going to refill our water. Okay, and we're gonna drop off water again, and let's see if this fills the tank up this time, and it does. And we'll go ahead and top it back off with water. And then we'll switch trucks and we'll go to the big boy. And that's the map superliner. For everything else we're gonna do. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to open both bays because we're going to need both trailers. We're going to start off with the dump trailer and then we'll switch to the tanker trailer for the superliner. There's a few different jobs we want to get knocked out here. And first, we want to go ahead and tin seeds to our grape production and solid fertilizer to our grape production. Check one thing while that's getting filled. Solid fertilizer, we are 0. So all of our, we haven't been producing solid fertilizer, so at this point, until we get our production back going and get that maxed out again, we're going to be buying fertilizer from the shop. So this is something we want to make note of. Let's take a peek at the grape productions to see what it is they need. So let's see here if I can get an idea of how much, because at this point I'm not exactly sure how much of each product I'm going to need here to fill the greenhouse back up to its maximum value. Alright, so 88,626. So another 12,000, I think. Let's take 12,000 liters. Alrighty, so we just about got that covered. And that's 99, 100,000, so 65, so about what, 35,000 in seeds as well. And same scenario with the seeds. We'll empty the silo, and then at that point, since we don't have any seeds produced, we'll just have to buy them outright. Which can be done from the silo if necessary. But I gotta get my digestate production chain going. And that'll be the next thing we'll do, is that we're gonna load as much slurry as we can into the VGA, and so we can get that, and we're gonna take the digestate over to the production chain so we can have that, get that back going. And we're coming up close to the end of tonight's stream. Thank y'all for tuning in, as always. And you can find me on all the major social media platforms as Bose831 Gaming, on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. I know I'm missing, and YouTube, of course. This video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in its entirety. I know I'm overpaying for seeds right now, but it's in interest of time. We're just gonna make it work. And as we come up on the last minute, like I always say, if you don't have fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to finish up the activities that we have going on now. When we come back in on the next episode, we'll pick up immediately from where we're at. We're in the process of taking care of our greenhouses. And the next thing we will pick up doing immediately on the next episode is taking care of our production chains, and that includes our digestate and slurry production chain, as well as our solid fertilizer production chain, and then we'll move on to day 2 in May and take it from there. And again, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support as always. And I will definitely continue doing what I do as long as you people out there continue to support me. And the more I do it, the better I get. And that's the way it is. The better we all become. But until then, I'll catch you on the flip side. And I will catch you later. Have a great time.